Okie dokie. Right then, welcome along to another video. This one is just on a quick ride out to meet a friend. And it's been a year since I had my PCX, just over. So what have I learned? Well, other than a global pandemic, which has scuppered a lot of my commuting goals, I've learnt quite a bit, really. It is quite a nice way to get about. In terms of running costs, negligible. Really not a huge amount of running costs at all. I think it normally does, on average, about 200 to 250 miles per fill-up. And that fill-up costs about £7 to £9, depending on where you fill up, which is pretty amazing. What have I learnt in terms of riding? Well, I've learnt that you should always anticipate that people are going to do things that you don't expect. And I've also anticipated the fact that I probably will upgrade a bike at some point. Perhaps not for the next year or so, but I may go to a Forza or something similar that feels a bit more powerful, but still within the 125 range. Cost-wise, so the bike originally cost me in the UK cost me £2,929. And I had it on a 0% 3-year finance deal, so it's not costing me any more to pay for it monthly. It works out about £60 a month. And in terms of miles per gallon, anywhere between 125 and 135 miles per gallon is pretty consistent all the way through. In terms of servicing, the first service, 600 miles, was about about £75 for the 600 mile service. And then at the yearly service, because to be honest, the bike is so cheap generally, I'm kind of refusing to pay dealer prices for most stuff. So oil change cost me 30 quid to do it myself, which if you haven't already, check out the video. It's really easy to do. Highly recommend it. You can change it more often than the schedule. If you want to keep your dealer warranty, you could just change it yourself twice as often. And other than that, it is a really easy bike to ride. It's smooth, stable, and the parts are readily available, which obviously are not always the case for your Chinese-based scooters and stuff like that. But yeah, so I've had quite a few accessories over time, and a few people have commented about the fact that it's very quiet in the videos, and that's because it is very quiet, genuinely. Like, it's not because I'm dulling down the engine volume, it is because the bike itself is generally very quiet. So yeah, so I just think it's a case of, if this bike seems to suit you, and a lot of people have commented and said that from my videos they've made the decision to go and buy one, then I hope that it served you really well. It's certainly serving me well. My commute is about half the time that it would take in a car, and it is definitely really super useful on a commute. Reliability, well, it's been absolutely bulletproof. That's the only way I could describe it. Absolutely bulletproof. So I really can't complain about the reliability side of things. It's been absolutely faultless. And yeah, I mean, in terms of practicality, well, today I'm going for a ride out. I'm barely taking anything with me in comparison to when I go to work. But I can easily fit a laptop, change of clothes, shoes, a blazer jacket if I need to, anything like that. I can do that without any issue whatsoever, comfortably on this bike. There's a few things I have changed over the past year. I've had a new helmet, which isn't specifically related to the scooter, but I would argue that on the type of riding that people do on a scooter, it can be particularly useful. It's a flip face helmet, which means that I don't have to worry about taking my helmet on and off whenever I go anywhere. I can just flip the front up, and it's super useful. Other than that, it's got a built-in sun visor. That makes a huge difference because it means I don't have to keep changing visors like I did on my old helmet. Most people already have known that I've had the windscreen, the taller windscreen, which makes a huge difference. If you haven't already fitted one of those, I'd highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. So, and yeah, it's super useful. Anything else that I can think of, really? Well, to be honest, it's just been a very positive overall experience. A year of riding, of which I've done about 2,500 miles due to this pandemic. I haven't had to commute to work since the beginning of March, really. So it does mean that I've done far less miles than I expected. But needless to say, even things like when it's been sat, I mean, it sat for a long time before I went back to it. 2 or 3 months before I started it again to go somewhere. And yeah, it just started. Like, no problems with battery or keeping things charged and all that sort of stuff. Just turn the key and it started. And that was it. Really easy. Other than that, not much else really. I think the advice I'd give you is definitely go and sit on one, because if you're particularly tall, like unusually tall, it might be a problem. If you're more than sort of 6 foot, you might want to just check it for like your leg length. For reference, I'm a 34 inch inside leg, and I'm 6'3", and I'm about 14 stone. I've lost a bit of weight over the last year, and it makes a big difference, being able to physically sit on a bike. So again, I'd definitely encourage you to go out and sit on some bikes and see how you feel. I sat on the CB125F and the YS125 and all those sorts of things, and I didn't really like the fact that they just weren't as relaxed and comfortable as the PCX. And the practicality side of things of not being able to carry stuff, so you have to carry a rucksack on you or get a big top box and all that sort of stuff. And I didn't really like that side of things. I didn't really enjoy it. So I thought, well, to be honest, it'd be just as well to have a little bit of space to store things. And it's worked really well. Again, like commuting wise, it's brilliant. You can carry stuff, you can take anything you need really to work for a day, and parking it's dead easy. Like there's a lot of places by where I live in Birmingham, there's a lot of places that you can park for free, which is really helpful. And it makes life so much easier if you've just got to nip somewhere, if you know that you're not going to have to worry about the sort of parking logistics and anything like that. It just makes life so much simpler. But yeah, so wholeheartedly recommend it, and I really hope that the videos over the last few months have helped people in terms of making decisions and enjoying getting out there on 2 wheels. It's certainly something that a lot of bike companies are pushing now because of social distancing and stuff like that, and it does make sense. It gets you off public transport, and it does really help in terms of reducing the number of people on public transport. And I think I've met a few new riders recently, and everyone kind of appreciates the fact that as well, that the community of motorcyclists is really cool. Like, it really does bring people together and makes people feel super sort of welcomed, really, which is helpful. So yeah, so I mean, hopefully these have helped, and I really do hope they have. And I'll continue to make vlogs and stuff like that and discuss things and all that sort of stuff, but I think it's just important to realise that there's no substitute for getting out there. Like in the UK, you have to do a CBT if you want to if you want to ride a 125. you have to do some basic training, and that basic training, it's 120 quid-ish, depending where you are in the UK. And I wholeheartedly recommend just going out and doing the training, even if you're not sure, because they'll lend you all the kit that you need, and you'll get a really good feel for if you like being on a bike or not. So if you're not sure, it kind of helps in that sense. So definitely get out there, have a go. Super important. I'm considering whether I'm going to do my full bike license, but to be honest, at the moment it's still very much undecided, because I'm not sure that it would make a huge amount of difference to my commute. If anything, it would probably be more expensive to run and not any quicker, because I can't really go much quicker than I go to work on the 125 anyway. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's undecided at the moment. So, but you can see from the ride I've done today, you know, a mix of 30 and 40 mile an hour roads, and the bike is absolutely fine. It's been flawless, dead easy to ride, twist and go, super simple. So yeah, hope that's helped. And if you've got any questions or comments, just do let me know in the comments section down below. A lot of you have commented and been actively commenting, which is really helpful. And yeah, I think, to be honest, it's just been really nice to see so many people subscribing to the channel as well. And that is super useful, because it shows me that people like the content that I'm producing. So yeah, but any questions or comments, do let me know. And I really hope that the video today has helped reassure people that, you know, for the last year of riding it, I've thoroughly enjoyed riding this PCX. It's been really good fun, and I've really enjoyed getting to know people in the comments. So Tim, for example, who lives quite locally to me, we're going to have a little meet up and a ride out, and I really look forward to that. So until next time, thanks very much for watching and listening.